So you want to be a level editor? Bravo, bravo indeed. Sorry, I'm keeping my voice down because Adrian has just gone to sleep 20 minutes ago, and I'm trying not to wake him up. Hi, Cat. How are you doing this morning? Thank you for blocking my screen, and probably your butt in my face. So anyway, guys, what I am going to do is start a new Doom level. And I'm not a master of Doom mapping. There are much more talented people out there who do much more creative things. Whisper, you are not going to fit up there, okay? You know you're not going to fit up there. Everyone's been on overdrive this morning, and I don't know why. I will say that it was 30 degrees, so colder than a witch's nipple. So anyway, we're going to go in here. Everything looks like it's recording okay. We're going to do a new map. I don't know why auto config doesn't do anything, but we're going to do, I'm just going to do Doom 2, okay? We're going to call the level name map 1 because it's the first map. So the first thing we need is we need to have a WAD resource, namely like Doom. As you can see, I got a lot of crap in here, including my first map that's not very good. Crimson Castle, way better, but we need Doom 2 because we're going to use basic Doom assets. So we're going to do that, and now we got a wonderful grid screen, just like Tron. More like Tron Legacy than the original Tron because it's not block-based. Block-based would be Wolfenstein 3D. So what I had in mind, I kind of want to do something like a cliff. And if you come down here, kind of hard to see because my webcam is in the way. Let me just move this up here. But if you scroll down here, you can see it says 64 MP. This is how many, how big you want your grid space. So for example, 4 is pretty small. This is like for fine tuning. You can make like little indents in your level, like cracks in the concrete, stuff like that. It's a really cool feature. Or you could do 1024. Now this is a ridiculous size that makes the entire map space a little bit I don't know how well this would work, but I guess if you're making big environments and you're working fast, then that could do a thing. I try to keep it at like 16 or 32. So yeah, big difference. You can see how small the grids are compared to this chunkin' thing. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. I've already wasted enough time. Wasted too much time. Okay, so I want to do 64 because this is going to be the opening thing. And I'm just going to go ahead and try to get started. So I want like kind of like a campsite kind of area. So what I'm going to do, where's my white? Whoa. I thought there was some white tile, but anyway, I guess not, maybe. Okay, so I want 256. Yeah, 272, 256, 272, 256, 272, and we're just gonna make like a stop sign, okay? So now, if we hit the S button, you can see it says sectors mode. S key. Sorry, it's not a button, it's not a GameCube controller. But if we hit the S key, then it turns into sectors mode. V is vertices mode. Now what's cool about vertices mode is, let's say you make a big sector, very few points. These are the vertices, it's these little points. But if we go smaller, then we can boop, boop, boop. No, you stay there, and then we can do this any way we want. And of course, Control Z is the ever famous creative undo button, which is probably one of the most important things in any kind of creative project, is an undo button, because we all make little mistakes, we're only human, and etc, blah blah blah. So anyway, let's go ahead and edit the sector. So we click on it. This is left clicking. When I say click on it, it's usually left clicking, but so we can just right click it because there's only one sector right now. But here we can edit the height. We could edit the height of the floor or the ceiling. So as you can see here, it kind of shows what we got to work with. For floor, I want to do, it's going to be like dirt, okay? Kind of like P-Rock, our Rock 03 better than flat. It's a little bit grainier looking. I do like the grainier look for dirt. Okay, so then for the sky's a little bit trickier. So we got to go down to all, or Doom 2 WAD. And I believe, yeah, there it is, F sky. For some reason, if you go to outdoors, F sky is not present. I do not know why. It's just how it is. So we're going to do that. But F sky. And we're going to make it a little tall. So 256. It should be tall enough for most things. All right. And if we hit W, oh yeah, I forgot. I do need to add something. So the first thing we need to do is the T mode. T mode is the things mode. And this is where you can put in characters, weapons, all that stuff, sprites, sprite-based stuff. Sprite is basically, you know, the 2D sprites, your objects, your decor, your enemies, your pickups, etc., blah, blah, blah. So this is the direction it faces. So northwest, northeast, northwest, southwest, you know, and then of course we got the map, which is north, south, east, west. I always get east and west kind of confused and don't know why. So I'm going to put player here. Now this is going to be a single player map, not a multiplayer map. And you're still not showing me where you want to be because you're a jerk bag. So we're going to go into editor things and we're going to put the visual mode camera right there. There we go. Now we can see the nice little space of our room. And yes, I say a room because it literally has these walls. Get to that later. But you know, you don't want it to just be one room, of course. So we're going to do this. We're going to, whoops, I got to increase this. I actually set it for 4 MPN, that's my bad. But we're going to do this, and we're going to do this. No, this. Yes. Okay. And then we're going to do this, and we'll have it be like this. And the reason why I'm doing it like this, you'll see in a second. But we want to get it all lined up, and then that looks like crap. So we go into the vertices mode, and we just pull that over by 1. Now, we go into sectors mode. Now we got 2 sectors. So we click on this, and we're going to increase it only a tad. So 8 is like your typical step, so increments of 8. Make sure to get a calculator if you can't do math in your head, which is fine. You know, we're not all math people. I'm gonna need more coffee. So anyway, Doom Guy can actually go up 16, or Doom Girl, depending on what mod or whatever you're playing. I do want this to be grass, so we're gonna go in here and we're gonna do grass too, because it looks a little bit more grainy. Once again, I like my grainy. For outdoors, I like less perception thing. Not perception, perfection. I'm still kind of waking up, and I do apologize about that. So anyway, we're going into L, which is line depths mode. Line depths mode is editing the lines. So like boop, boop, boop. And if you left click, you can select multiple lines. You don't actually change this stuff until you right click, you know, just like navigating Windows. So My text is a little small, so yes, I need to put on my glasses. Been getting used to not wearing glasses because the boy likes to pull them off on my face. Good coffee. Alright, so here we are. This stuff we don't really need to mess with right now. This is how you get things trigger. So, like, from my understanding, scripting and coding, not my specialty. But from my understanding, W means walk. So if you cross that line by walking, it will trigger once, door open, and the door will open and it'll stay open. We'll get to tags and that stuff later. S is switch. So once again, there's that number 1. So when you hit a switch, it will work once. It doesn't repeat. It doesn't go back and forth. Just like exit level. Exit level is an important one. But I guess I could cover tags really quickly. You can tag a line with a number. Let's say we make this number 10. Well, then when you edit a sector, you can make that sector 10. And then when you walk over the line or you hit a switch on that line, it triggers something for sector 10. I don't know if that makes sense, but if you play my Wolfenstein Revisited map pack, which I'm getting some tips from a Twitter user, Elma, that there are some errors and I'm trying to fix them. But yeah, if you play that map pack, you can see how the switches coincide with other sectors. I'm not being very clear, and once again, I apologize. My brain is going 100 miles a minute and my mouth is not catching up. So anyway, we don't need to worry about that right now. Right now, I just wanted to go into side devs. Now you notice there's this giant red construction crap sign. So let's just ignore that. Well, now we see that red construction exclamation point is all over the place. This is because there is no graphic assigned with that tiny little wall. But if we go in here, and basically here's how this works. Middle is essentially like the gap. Upper is if you have a ceiling that's lower than the adjacent sector's ceiling, then you can have a texture there. Middle is, once again, the gap in between the ceiling and the floor. And then, this is going to be where our, let's do Zimmer. I don't know why. So now if we go into visual mode, oh, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Visual mode is very helpful. I do like visual mode even in Chaos Edit. And Chaos Edit is another one I will do sometime. So let's try Zimmer 7. See how that looks. A little bit better. It looks a little bit more organic. And yes, I do count grass as organic. You can also hit the test button. And if you have compiler and stuff set up, then it works. Yeah, OBS was not wanting to capture it for a minute. But yeah, as you can see, Doom Guy has no problem walking over 16 thing height. But we are going to flesh it out a little bit, okay? So, the reason being, I don't believe monsters can walk over 16. So, I'm going to do another sector. So we go back into line depth mode because we got to do our drawings. And we're going to do this, and this. Okay? So right now, it's on the same level as the lower floor. I don't want that. I want slightly higher. And it will be grass. And you know what? I changed my mind, okay? I want this to be slightly lower, and it's okay to have changing minds. This will be slightly higher, and I'll show you why. Because I want to do this to be rock. You know what? Make it a little bit higher, because I don't want Doom Guy to accidentally walk over this. So we're going to do this, and this is all rock. So we want the lower to look like rock. I like stone 4. And what's cool about, yeah, see, so now you have this nice little rock, and when you test it, it takes a minute for OBS to load Doom. This is a GZ Doom. But now, oh, I guess he can walk over 24. Okay, well, don't I look like a liar? Then it's gonna have to be higher. Like I said, I'm not a master of Doom mapping. I'd say maybe 40. Okay, definitely 40. There's no way he can walk over 40. And once again, trial and error is kind of how I've learned how to do stuff. So that works. That works. And here, he also can't get up here, because I want that to be essentially a cliff. Which also means I'm going to have to do some finagling, I guess. So we're going to go back into the vertices mode. And we're going to do this. We're going to bring this down. Okay. Arrow keys move the camera. W triggers the visual camera, etc., etc. So we're going to do this. We're going to do this. Now, this is also where that this thing comes in handy, because for fine tuning, let's say I want this to be a lot thinner. Well, now I can fine tune where I want my wall to be. So we can even do that. Probably more like that. Yeah, I like that a lot better. So, yeah. And let's see, this is 3 up, 1 over. So, 3 up, 1 over. And there. Okay. Now, the reason why I'm doing that is I want to have, for some stupid reason, a chasm. So we're going to do this. We're going to do this, 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 and this, 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 this. Once again, I try to make things a little bit janky to look natural, because if you look at cave formation, it's not a perfect square. If you look at a canyon or a valley, it's the same thing. It's not a perfect square. Not to drag religion into anything, but it's that old saying, God doesn't cut in straight lines. Which is fine. Have you ever tried to cut construction paper? Sometimes it's very hard to do without a guide. So anyway. If you're not religious, well then, pardon my expression, I do apologize. I'm not trying to offend anybody. Alright. So we're gonna have this here just be this kind of sluggish kind of shape, ugly kind of shape. So like I said, it's meant to be a chasm. Okay, so we're gonna have to make this chasm deep. And of course this is where you get to have fun, you know. of stuff. You're like, what kind of chasm do I want? Well, if you go into liquids, you know, you got sludge, like nuclear sludge, you got slime, you got blood, you got your lava, you got your water. I'm trying to make this more campy, not really like silly, but like an actual camp you'd go to. So we're just gonna do water for right now. But yeah, it even shows you how tall the sector is gonna be. Now if we go into visual mode, and it's negative, I don't know if you guys noticed that, the floor is negative 256. So if we go into visual mode, that's how, you know, how much of a fall. So I'm losing my train of thought because I'm starting to get a little carried away, which is fine, it happens. So we want to select these walls, but notice these walls are pointing towards the water. These ones I selected aren't. Well, to make things a little easier, you could select the ones that aren't and flip them by hitting the F key. So now we can just do all this. Oh shit, no we can't. Because this is lower, and I just realized that. Like I said, I am not the best Doom modder. There are better people out there. Blah blah blah, yada yada yada. And this I also want. Well, I want it to look a little different. I want it to stand out from that rock, and you'll kind of see why. So we're gonna have this. This is the middle part, so it's the space between the ceiling and the floor. And of course, you can have transparent walk, or you can have disguised walkways, which is pretty fun. But we're gonna do brown vine, make it stand out a little bit. This way, we can kind of see it from our little alcove area. Although that one's marble. Oh damn it! Reselect everything. Yeah, it's got that ugly green marble, and once again, I don't want it to look like a base. I want it to look like, And he's awake with only 20 minutes recorded. Alrighty. Well, Dad Mad Wolf is back. Let's see what I can do while carrying him. I have my right hand. I'm right-handed. Available, and computer mouses are usually right-handed. So let's see. We're gonna do outdoors. I don't want this sludgy look. There we go. Let's try Zimmer 5. Let's see how that looks. Maybe a little too viney, but it looks better. Let's see, what else is there? What about brick? No, rock. Rock. What about rock? Nothing. Yeah, there's this one. Shoot. I'm gonna have to do a later. You know, I'll just have it be this brown kind of rock. Sure, this one. No. I'll do this one. It might blend in. So let's see. D. In the visual mode, E, D, S, and F are your walking keys. This is literally mouse movement, but the arrow keys changes the alignment of your walls and stuff, the actual texture, which is pretty cool. I do like that level of customization. The reason why I was doing it like this, and I do want to have like a little support thing here. go. And we're going to do another one right about here. No, 2 down. The reason why we're doing it like this is, you'll see. So it's 4256. We're going to increase this. 40. Okay. Now what's cool is due to our sectors being selected, we could just hit line mode and most of our walls are already selected. But we just need these. So we're going to do this. We're going to do stone because that's literally a different thing. It's a different kind of rock than this crap. So it looks different. It looks like it's not that. But once again, hard for me to think right now. And while still being in line depth mode, if we draw a new line, it unselects what we have done. So what I want to do is, in case you fall, because I'm not a cruel bastard, even though I can be, I say while holding my child, I'm going to do this. And the reason why, you'll see. So 65. Let's see, is that 4? We're going to increase it here just for those two. We'll have this here. We'll have, let's see, 1, 2, 3. That's good. And I try to give a little bit of curvature to stuff in Doom. No, it's 3 past. There we go. Okay. So here, we're going to make this, we're just going to make it negative 96. Okay. And we're going to make it wood. So wood, planks, and I'm going to grab this, select all the lines, because now it's a walkway, it's not natural formation. So as you can see, there's plenty of wood to use. I like this one. It is supposed to be a door, but I like how it has the vertical supports. So we're going to put that down. And when we look at it, okay, let's go ahead and lower it another 16 if we can. 16 or 32, let's see. So it's 16. That'd be 112, I believe. Negative 112. Let's try that. Because I don't want... Okay, so I think it's 8 more. So that'd be 120. Not 128, 120. Right? It still has that little frame down there. So let's try 128 then. Get a little bit closer. Okay, that's good. Mad Dad Wolf likes that. So the reason why I did it like that is now we're gonna cut a hole in this wall. We'll go ahead and make it a little bit bigger. Yes, you could even grab the lines and pull them. Very easy to do. So now we're getting a hole in the mountain, but this is a whole different sector. So we can do this, and we're going to lower it. Let's go ahead and lower it to 0. So as we can see, wall's now missing. We still have the sky texture in here, which would create some pretty interesting effects. But we're going to cover this up with the stone. And you are being a good boy right now. So yeah, we got the stone. And you can see the ceiling's still there. So let's go ahead and test that out. And you'll see what happens with that kind of glitch. It's hard to do. Oh yeah, that's right. I gotta make like a little walkway area because it's too tall. So let's do like that. Let's see. So this is, what is the difference here? 40 and 8. So it's a 32 difference. We're gonna do plus 16, which is 24. And we're gonna do the same thing here. You can copy paste, but I don't know about flipping. So we're gonna do this. And hopefully it looks similar. No, it does not. Okay. How the hell did I do that? It's here. Is it just one? I think it's one, but due to this grid, now let's fine tune it. Okay, yeah, now it looks a little bit more symmetrical. And same thing, we gotta select lines. Okay, this is what I was saying earlier. So these lines, you could see they're pointing this way, whereas this is the text thing that popped up is like the last couple things we did. But this one is pointing towards this new rock texture. So if we flip it, and now we grab this one, then we can actually change them all at once. And now we look at the magic, which hopefully is magic and not crap. Now we got stairs, so we can go up. And in Doom, there is no mouse look, but if you look down, beep. So now if we look up, some weird crap going on, but did it not save? Could have swore it saved. Ah! Alright. Well, that was an interesting experiment, that sky thing. So let's get rid of the sky. We'll just do... We'll do this one. Because it's going to be like a cave, and it's supposed to be darker. So we're already in the thing. Once again, OBS needs a minute to catch up because it's OBS, and OBS is kind of lame. Well, you only nap for like 30 minutes. Yeah, now it's clear. So we can go inside, but I don't like how tall the cave is. So I'm going to let's see. We're gonna make it negative 32. And yes, my nose is extremely itchy. Let's try 16. Yeah, well, 32 is good. Okay, so then we gotta make stairs, which is literally... Alrighty, I am back. It's actually a little bit over 10. Boy is asleep. Nicole is home. So, I figure I'm going to take another whack at this, try to help explain some things. I deleted the stairs I was working on earlier, because it didn't feel big enough. So we're going to just do this again. Let's see. That might be the problem right here. Let's see. No, it's alright. Okay. So, we'll keep it at 8. Actually, no, we'll do it at 16. 16 is a pretty good number to do. Not when it gets wonky like that, though. So, we're going to adjust these vertices back in place. So, we'll do, whoops, one too many. Like that. Okay, let's see. That's 120. And this one would be negative 112. Then negative 104. So after a while, character's gonna hit their head on the ceiling. So I'm gonna open this back up. We're gonna open this up to 256, and I believe it's negative 96. So this is gonna be the sky. Yeah, I think that's good there. Whoops, I did it again, but that's okay. I'm just gonna drag this over. So negative 88, negative 80, negative 72, negative 64. I'm actually wondering when he will hit his head. So let's have, let's have all those be negative 16, and we're gonna do this one again. Okay, and we'll just see if the character hits his head. And no, I think that's actually a pretty good height then. Pretty good steep angle. I don't know the right term here to describe stuff. Okay, so let's see. Where are we? 64, 64, 64, 64. So this will be negative 56. Isn't this fun? Negative 32. Okay, so I'm actually gonna want to turn this around. Okay, and Yeah, I think that's a good angle. No, it's got to be twice that. It's negative 24, negative 16, and then negative 8. But this one, what we're going to do, because I was talking about this earlier, I want to make a switch. So we're going to do this. I'm not perfect, I know. So just going to make a little square like that. Alright. So let's see, negative 16. Negative 8. This will be 0, and then this one will be 8. And you'll see what I mean. So 0 and 8. So this way it's actually, oh, it's not gonna stand up. It's gotta be 16. That's my mistake. There we go. Alright, so here's not the so fun part. We gotta select all these. They're all gonna be facing downward, which is nice. Alright, so gonna get rid of that, and front is going to be this one. So now we gotta find where that ends, right here. Okay. Wait a minute, why the front side? Oh. Doing all this again. I don't know why it didn't do a texture. We're gonna select all those. We're gonna go into side depths, and we're gonna do the big door. Hit OK. Okay, that time it looks like it's selected. Okay, so once again, we want to make sure all these walls, they point towards the floor. But I'm going to do this, and sure, I'll put it there. And this will be 8. So 8. And it's going to be grass. And it's going to be back lower. So big door. Okay. So yeah, now we got to go back to where that was, which is right here. We're going to do upper back, which would be this one, I believe. And then all these have also got to get changed. Yay. Okay, so they're all selected. And we're gonna do that. We'll also do like that, like that, like that, like that, and like that. This way it will all blend together to look like one giant cliff. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Go up here. Okay, so now I got this mountainside. We go down here, we got this nice little staircase. It goes up. You can actually see here. But this is where our switch is going to be. So I'm going to teach you guys a little bit about switches. Because that was the two of the last things I want to do. So I'm going to do a, I don't know why I like them to have like little stations that come out of the ground, but I do. So it's -8, so 64 minus 8, that's 56. It's again crunching numbers in my head. It's techie, so I kind of want it to look technological. Not that, that doesn't fit. So we're going to use base. Let's see what we could find in base. This one. It's metal. It works. So for the back parts, we are going to do something that, once again, looks technological. I like to use this one because it looks like there's cables. Okay, so like we can do this. We're moving the actual overall texture. Okay. Okay, so I want all the wires to match just to make it look nice. I don't know if it's really super important, but it does make it look a little bit nicer. So now I'm going to come over on this side, and yes, this is a problem with one of my first maps, is the switch did not get lined up correctly, and it's actually invisible. So we're going to go to switches. We want something that matches. Looks fine. So we raise this up. Just gonna move that over a little bit. And it's a little janky in that corner, but it's a switch. You clearly see what it is. I believe there's plenty of room here, but I'm gonna move it a little bit up. I'm also going to show, I'm gonna add a thing to it, and it's literally things mode, adding two things to make it more noticeable. So when you see it, you're like, there's something funky. You're gonna see it coming up, you're gonna be like, there's something kind of important about this thingamahoochie that's sticking out of the ground. So anyway, we got a switch. So I'm gonna click on the switch, and I'm gonna have that one particular line be tag 10. It doesn't have to really be that. This part, not so fun. The effects are fun, but I cannot remember this number does what thing. You know, I'd do it more alphabetical, but let's see. So I would have to do, it's gonna be S1, and floor lower to highest floor. No. Floor raise, no. Floor lower to lowest floor. I think it's that one. So let's try that, because I do get the lowest, highest thing confused. I think it's the adjacent thing. But we got to remember that tag number. Tag number is 10. So now we're going to do this. And this, if this works 100%, it's going to look freaking cool. Okay. Do one extra. Alright. So we're going to have these things. They're going to stand up, let's just say 96. Once again, technological crap. So we're going to use that one. And they're all pointing towards the... No, they're not. Because this one wants to be tricky dicky. So we're going to flip all of them. Then we're gonna do that. Now it should work. Let's see, something. I want it metal, but I don't want it to be, yeah, the support should work. It's kind of an industrial, yeah, that, you know, that's just, it's gonna look fine, okay? Looks a little bit small though, so we're gonna increase it to 128. But we're gonna make these tag 10. So when we do this, and one of the nice things about this is if you go over to the sector, you can notice it actually does highlight the line, and if you go over the line, it shows you the sectors getting lined up. So it shows you the corresponding things. Problem is, some of my maps are friggin' huge, so when you hover over the lines or the sectors, you don't necessarily see what's getting affected. Yeah, all those sectors look correct, but let's play test it, make sure it works. So once again, we have our little campground area. I'd like to have like a fire or something. There's barrels and stuff. You can have benches. I want to do benches and stuff. But then, bop, I go around, going up. Oh crap! I can't get out. You know, I'm stuck. So you go around and you click it, and it lowers down, just like that. Easy peasy. That's how sectors tags work. And of course the enemy is pretty basic, and you go into things mode, put down a thing, you go over to monsters, we'll do a Cacodemon, not playable on, or not on those difficulties. This is the direction like I was talking about earlier, and you know, if you do that, he's not present. Neither is my screen. The reason why he's not present is because if we go into Doom Builder again, yes, more Doom Builder crap. Where is it? Right here. This right next to the test map. There's this little drop down menu. This actually is all monsters dead and all monsters alive, I believe. I think I got that right. So when you do that, you can select the difficulty. There is the Caco jet holes. So one cool thing about the whole difficulty selection thing is this is not in Wolfenstein. In Wolfenstein, you can tell the map editor to put enemies on specific difficulties, but what's cool and tricky is you could even do it for weapons. So hey, on easy difficulty, you could be like BFG 9000. Hey, I got the ultra powerful gun. Yeah, I'm awesome. But you can also change it so on a harder difficulty, it's not there. You got to check mark it. So it's interesting. You could add a little bit of variety, and that includes pretty much all things. Actually, I'd say it is all things. Hey, I want to have ammunition that's only on the harder difficulties because it has more projectile-based enemies, or you know, stuff like that. Once again, I've done Wolfenstein 3D modding for years, and that's not a feature in the map options of Wolfenstein 3D. Maybe in EC Wolf or whatever. I don't use EC Wolf. I did Wolf 4 SDL. But yeah, it's not an option in Chaos Edit. And I don't even know what modern new things there are. I am going to put the super shotgun down. But yeah, and then you can literally decorate this with whatever you want. Like obstacles, burning barrel. Like I said, I do want to put some burning barrels in here. Make it look kind of like a campsite. Haven't gone camping in years. So I'm sorry if this won't look like a campsite. I'm going to put some benches a little bit closer to the fire. Right there. So yeah, we're going to do two. I try to have some kind of symmetry going on, but I also try to keep things a little random, a little more interesting. So let's see, this is 0. So I would say our butts sit maybe 24. 24, 16. It's going to be wood. And once again, tricky dicky, this one wants to be different. So let's flip these around. And now it's going to be the backside lower. So backside lower. What's a good one for benches? I'm going to say this one. Okay. Crap. So now my character's spawning inside the bench. And there we go. Now they're a little bit high. I should lower them down to 16. But yeah, now we have like a little kind of campy campground area. But yeah, so something about sectors is, oh yeah, I need to lower these down a little bit, make them more butt level. Pull it back a little bit too. That one's also a little bit too big. Okay, I'm also going to move you closer here and put this closer here. So let's say I do this. You make this special 9. Yeah, special 9 is secret. Let's have this one be damage, and we're also going to change the floor. Just like this. Make it lava. I know, I wanted to make it look like campsite, but yeah, so here we go. So got shotgun. Come up around. There's our little boop. A secret is revealed. Same deal, just going around giant circle, showing you guys what you can do. There you go. So play around with sectors, you know, look at your drop down lists, you know, switches, because one important thing about the switch is this one is the exit level. So, you know, obviously you can't beat a level unless you exit. So, and you can also walk. I forget which tag it is, or action it is, but you can walk over it. It's going to be W1 end level. W1 teleport. That one, I think, utilizes things or something. But, yeah, there's W1 exit level. So, you know, that's how switches work. Tags, enemies, etc. I'd say this is the bare basics. Crash course, do modding. I know this is obviously not going to be a secret for, well, maybe it will. For Camp Tread, whenever I get around to doing that, because I don't know, I'm kind of liking this level design. I'm getting some Dark Souls kind of inspiring, you know, going up the thing, going across the bridge, you know, that sort of thing. I kind of want to do a level based on the Chinese restaurant level in Time Splitters, but yeah, literally that's bare basics doing a Doom level. Just repeat all those sectors and all that. I guess I could show you. So we go to Wolf Revisit. Yeah, save it. Definitely save it. I'll do this one. I'll do map one. So yeah, this is what I mean about my levels are kind of big. If I hover over this little line, you can see things get highlighted. But ultimately, you know, sometimes it's kind of hard to see things, you know, especially looking at the details. These are all the details I try to put in. You got doors. Thing about doors you need to be careful of because the first door, that literally is DR, door open, also responds to monsters. So there is other ones, forget which one. Yeah, like this one is like open, wait, close, but it's locked, so they use keys. This one's door open, stay open. G is a gun, so you can make some switches, you shoot it and triggers it. Same thing with G1, floor raise to the next highest floor. Door close, stay close. That one I don't get. So the door would be open and you would close it, but then it doesn't reopen, I guess. Ceiling lower to floor. Yeah, crushers. There's a lot of cool stuff you could play with the tags and sectors. Light change. Some of those are really fun. Light changing to 35. That one's always fun. I like that one. But yeah, so you can play around with stuff. And with sectors, one of the nice, cool things. Where is my thing? One of the nice, cool things that you can also do with sectors is change the brightness. So if you change the brightness, it affects how your level feels, and you can add different atmosphere. For example, right there you can see it gets brighter to darker, and the reason being there's lava on the other side. So this also works with torches, and it's just something I like to play with. This is literally 3 different sectors, and I think that's one of the reasons why some of my levels have glitches with transparent, like screwed up floors, that because I cram in so many damn sectors that literally stuff starts to disappear. But yeah, so I usually go brightest to darkest. I guess mouse wheel also changes your elevation, so be careful of that. Whee! Whee! Be careful with your mouse wheel. But yeah, literally, like I said, that's the bare basics I have to offer on Doom modding. One thing about sectors that I will, the shadow thing, the shadow trick, is it doesn't just respond to the floor, it also responds to the ceiling, which doesn't sound too bad, except when you want to make something dark that you can't see in. That's a death pit, by the way. You don't want to go in there. But unfortunately, that's kind of a telltale sign that it's a death pit, because this one does not have it. So, yeah, the fact that that's so dark, but I wanted to give the illusion of shadow, because there's no lighting going inside. That's, like I said, that's a downside to that. You have to be very conscious about how you want to utilize your lighting and stuff like that. One of the glitches Alma actually informed me about is this particular switch somehow triggered the actual sector. So this sector is a switch box, but the line triggered a door, and that somehow she got inside. And I never seen that. I never thought to test it. I don't know how she did that, but holy crap, that helped me out so much, because I'm like, oh, that's bad. You don't want that. I don't even understand why I made it a box. Maybe because to me, the whole idea of switch box is very easy. But yeah, like I said, you could even see some of these, the amount of detail that I put into lighting from like windows. I don't even know why that's there, that box area, but whatever. You can see the amount of detail I tried to put in with shading and stuff like that, and it can take some serious time. But if Doom mapping is something that seems fun to you, by the way, this layout literally is Wolfenstein Episode 1, Floor 1. So it's been curved, triggered, it's got certain triggers in it, lighting, elevation, and I was really happy with how this turned out. But yeah, I'm not going to save it because I don't know if I use that damn mouse wheel. But yeah, guys, that was the crash course introduction thing on map building in Doom. I know it was a lengthy one, you know. I barely scratched the surface. Literally, you know, my style of when I learned things, it was play around with it. My first experience with Wolfenstein mapping was literally, I was told there's editors. I was 14, 15 at the time, and I just downloaded all this shit, fired it up, and I was screwing around with maps, going back and forth, testing it, and it was a lot more of a pain in the ass because I literally had to close the program, open up DOSBox, run this, etc., blah, blah, blah. But, you know, I hope that I can spread some knowledge to you guys if you guys are interested with Doom level design. I am starting to have some fun with it. I'm starting to get some ideas for mods, which I have not really been passionate about modding in a long time. There's a lot of people at the Wolfenstein 3D community. They kind of killed my interest in modding, and coding is a kind of a pain in the ass on modern systems. So I don't know what my future's going to be with modding. I am still working on Jolenstein. But anyway, this is ranting and going on long enough. If you guys, once again, I hope this kind of answers some questions, get you guys that little G light bulb in your head going and doing some fun things. The last thing I will say is about level designing. You can get inspiration anywhere. Look at the layout of your apartments or homes, you know. Look at maps or blueprints and just be like, well, you know, what if I built like a complex, and how would this work? And what if I wanted to get from point A to point B, and what kind of challenges would it be fun in these video games to do that? What if there was a barricade, like a car crash, or, you know, something, rubble falling? These are kind of the ideas you could play around with level design, and it's been a lot of fun for me over years. So that said, you know, hope you have a good night, get some sleep, enjoy your coffee if you're drinking it, and until I see you tongue-tied. Until I see you guys in the next show, just remember, stay cool.